Hey, it's Terrell here. We're going to be getting this white WRX going. I got a parts cleaner. I got all the parts in for the build, and I'm going to be cleaning these heads, and then we'll be putting this motor together this weekend or this following week. Trying to get this motor and this car running very soon. So last night I removed all of the shims, and then all of the springs and the retainers, and then all the keepers, and I'm gonna remove all the valves, and then I gotta get more fluid and we'll put it in the parts cleaner. I'll get both these heads looking a lot nicer. You can see how disgusting they are all around. We get it to the point where they maybe look brand new. I don't know, we'll see where we get to. And then I'll end up cleaning all these valves and then reseating them in the heads, grinding them down, and then rebuilding these heads and getting them on the block that's right there. Alrighty, I just got my parts cleaner set up. See, the fluid is already in there, it's working. I'm going to go to Home Depot to get some gloves that are pretty long and like a face shield, so that we don't burn ourselves or get any of this in our eyes or our face or whatever. And then we're gonna see just how good that new parts cleaner does and get these heads nice and shiny. I'm gonna try to time lapse this whole thing so we can kind of see how cool it looks. Alright, got one head pretty much all cleaned up. Gonna go spray off some brake clean and get all the rest of this residue off, but it looks a lot better. And then we'll grind these valves into this head and hopefully get this head rebuilt here soon. Next step is cleaning these valves. Removing this nasty layer, hard to see, but these are the intakes. These are actually easier. The exhausts are a lot harder. You can see the gross grime, but I'll show you that. Alrighty, all the valves are clean now. You can see intake, 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 intake. Exhaust, 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 exhaust. I'm gonna go ahead and use a tool that spins to seat these in and grind this in, and then after that, probably gonna put the valve stem seals in and then put the valves back in and get this head built back up. The last intake one, I'm gonna show you grinding it down. I already put some of this grinding material on the valve on the bottom, and then we'll grab my grinding stick. And I just put it on the outside, push it down so it gets a nice kind of a squeeze. Lift it up, you can hear grind. Lift it up, grind, lift it up, and do that. And pull it out. You see that nice, gorgeous line all around the valve. Alright, got two valve stem seals on. Going to put the third one on. I'm going to show you how I do that. I get the valve stem on the actual guide. I put like a 10mm socket on it so it sits nicely. And then you can hear as it goes down. And then when it touches and it stops, it'll make a different ting sound. Like that. There we go. Alright. Now that valve stem seal is all the way in. Get this bad boy all cleaned up from all that nasty solvent that was all over it. Alright, dropping in the valve springs, the tops of them, I can't remember the name at the moment. You gotta put all the washers down there, don't forget those. And then you drop the spring and the top it on. And then this Combi 23 tool I have is amazing. Put it just like that. And you end up squishing this down basically. I gotta pull this up a little higher. Show you here. Get this guy tight. Okay. And
that in there, just like that, and squeeze this down a little bit if I have to, so it doesn't catch the actual valve. It goes down. See if I can do this all on camera or not. And then you grab a keeper, just like that. You're going to end up putting them basically in that hole. That right on the sides there, and then you're gonna grab another one. Not sure if I can use this as like a magnet almost. Come in here nice and slow. You can kind of see. I flip it around so that it faces the correct way. I just knocked them both out. Alright, I got both of them on. I'm gonna go nice and slowly up with this and see if I can make them both go in this nicely. Let's see, go down just a hair here, push this in more, go up real slowly with it and see if it'll catch both of them or not. There we go. I think. Yep, see how they're both sucking into place. And that one's done. Alright, I'm gonna try to record the last intake one on this head. Let me rephrase, exhaust one, sorry. Gonna push this down. You can see that nice keeper area. About like that, I think. Grab a keeper here. Grab the other keeper here. Alright, you can see I have both keepers in the hole here. One set up nicely, the other. I think it's just about to. I'm gonna clean that off. I didn't see the actual. Had to clean the gunk off. That one, but got both of them in. Gonna go up nice and slowly. Watch them both catch. And gorgeous. This head is built. I just have to put those other two shims in. And then I'll put the cams back in and then send this off to machine shop to get decked on the bottom. Alright, now I'm grinding down all the valves in the second head. So one, you can see it's pretty gross looking, and then it's gonna end up looking like that on bottom. Almost all the stuff's gone from what I can get. And then I gotta do the exhaust valves. And then I'll put this head together, and then I'll get these both shipped off to the machine shop to get decked. And then after that, we put them on the block. I'm a little bit sick, but got the head back from the machine shop. I'm gonna drop it on in a few minutes here. It's for cylinder 4 and 2 on this side of the motor. And then, so I'm gonna put the head studs in. I just cleaned this surface pretty well. Put the head gasket on, and then I'm gonna get the head on, torque it down, put the cams on, go to the other side. I still gotta build that other head, put it on, and then put all the piston pinhole block offs on here. We just got the new O-rings in for the coolant crossover pipe. I'm gonna try to get as much done as I can in this, and then go take a nap. Alright, head studs are all obviously set down. Gonna put this head gasket on. Alrighty. And this guy right here with that, and these two on the bottoms with these two. There you go, just like this. Beautiful. Nice size with those cylinder walls. And now I'll drop the head on. It's got this head freshly decked, so it looks gorgeous on the bottom. Go ahead and put this on. Beautiful. Install the
washers and the nuts, and then get this head torqued down. Put this on the threads of each one of these. And then I'll put it on the bottom of all the nuts, and then put all the nuts on in a minute here. Go. Now, alright, I'm gonna go ahead and suck all these down now. Alrighty, now I'm gonna torque them all down. Start with 30. Alright, got that one done. Now I'm gonna go up to 60. There's 50. And there's 60. And now last torque spec on these is 90, and then this side's done. And it's 90, if you can see that. I just spent some time and I just ground all the valves in, put new valve stem seals in, and then I just put all these springs in like you saw on the other head. Next I'm gonna put this head on the block. I just cleaned the bottom of here, and in the bottom, or I guess the top of the block, and I just put the head studs in. So now I'll put the head on, and the, well, head gasket obviously, then head, then all the washers, ARP lube, and then the nuts, and then we'll torque it down. Fresh Chromatic head gaskets. I think they're .040 thickness. They're like 100 millimeter because these are bigger. These are bored out in bigger pistons. See if we can get this out nicely. Again, that water jacket right here to right here. I flip it over. And right there and right there. And installing this other head. Gonna put the washers on, and then ARP lube, and then the nuts next. Alright, this side, just like the last side, suck all these nuts down, and then torque to 30, 60, 90. And 30. $60.
those cams on, got the cam cover on. It's now a long block. So the next step is gonna be installing the oil sensor, oil pressure sensor, I believe, and coolant crossover valve, pipe, the water pump, the piston pinhole covers on front and back, oil pump, and then the crank gear, and then the crank pulley, of course timing it. And I still gotta measure all the valve clearances on the car, make sure that we're in spec, but it's a long block. Gonna end the video here. Hopefully this looks good. Next we'll be putting the long block the rest of the way together and then put it in the car and get it going. Thank you for watching.